Hello, good evening everyone. Am I audible to you all? Yes, please let me know in the chat box so that we can start with the remaining part of surface area. Okay, so we'll start with the next question. An ink container of cylindrical shape is filled with ink up to 91%. Ball pen refills of the length 12 cm and inner diameter 2 mm are filled with ink up to 84%. If the height and radius of the ink container are 14 cm and 6 cm respectively, then find the number of refills that can be filled with this link. So first thing is that there will be something cylindrical shape, we are okay with it. They are talking about they have filled the ink up to 91%, 84%. So obviously it is nothing but the question related to capacity. Whatever will be the capacity of that ink container, उसमें से 91% ink fill up है, correct? So obviously we have to go with the using formula for volume. Suppose we have this cylindrical shaped ink container which is filled up to 91%. Ball pen refills of length 12 cm and inner diameter 2 mm are filled with ink up to 84%. If the height and radius of the ink container, are 14 cm and 6 cm respectively, then we just have to find that how many number of refills can be made filled with this ink. Are you getting this one? Obviously, what we have to do, first of all, what will be the ink required to fill one refill for that 84%, and second thing is that as the ink container is filled up to 91%, we just have to find out what will be the actual is there. So number of refills is nothing but, suppose we'll just consider that there is a total 500 cubic centimeter ink in this ink container, and for one refill we need 5 cubic centimeter of the ink. So we what have to consider here? Number of refills is nothing but total volume of the ink in the container, which is nothing but 500 cubic centimeter divided by the ink required for filling one refill, right? It means that number of refill is nothing but volume of the ink inside the container divided by volume of the ink inside the refill. Okay, now volume of the ink inside the container is nothing but 91% of volume of the container, and we know that the container is of cylindrical shape. So for that we have to use volume of the cylinder, which is nothing but 2 times pi r square h. So pi will be as it is. R for container, that is radius for container, is given as 6 centimeter and h is nothing but 14. Right, so its value will be pi into 36 into 14. After calculating this, you will get 504 pi cubic centimeter. This will be the volume of a container only, but we have to find out the total volume of ink inside that container, as the given it is nothing but for that 91%. So 91% of that is 91 upon 100 into volume of the container. So this will be the volume of the ink inside the container. Now we'll go for what will be the volume of the ink inside the refill. So volume of ink inside the refill is nothing but 84% of volume of refill. And volume of refill is nothing but, again, it will be of that cylindrical shape. So for that again we have to use the formula for pi r square h, but for that radius of the refill is given as something 2 mm. So first of all, we have to convert it into the centimeter. We know that 1 mm is nothing but 1 upon 10 centimeter, right? So it will be pi into 1 upon 10 square into h is nothing but 12 centimeter. Hence, it will be pi into 1 upon 100 into 12. So volume of the refill is nothing but 12 pi upon 100 cubic centimeter. But we have to find what will be the ink inside that refill. So 84% of volume of the refill, that is 84% of 12 pi upon 100 cubic centimeter. Now we have the value of the numerator as well as we have the value of the denominator. So we just have to consider division between them. So number of refills is nothing but volume of ink inside the container divided by volume of the ink inside the refill. So 91 upon 100 into 504 pi divided by 84 upon 100 into 12 pi upon 100. So after simplifying this, we can write this as division is nothing but multiplication of its inverse. So we have just considered this 100 will get cancelled. Now we have the pi will get cancelled. 12 ones are 12 twos are, and again 41 ones are 42 fours are. Again 2 ones are 250s are. So in all you will get the value as a 91 into 50. Are you getting this calculation? We are just cancelling out whatever we can do here. So its answer will be 4550. That is the total number of refills that can be filled with this ink is in the container equals to 4550 refills. Getting this one? Clear everyone? Fine. Now the next one. See, we have to consider a question based on cone, cylinder and hemisphere. It's something like this. A solid consisting of a right circular cone of height 120 cm and radius 60 cm standing on a hemisphere of radius 60 cm is placed upright in the right circular cylinder full of water such that it touches the bottom. Then find the volume of water left in the cylinder if the radius of the cylinder is 60 centimeter and its height is 180 centimeter. As we have done such type of question in the last one, जिसमें हमने आर्किमिडीज का principle use किया था, we have a right circular cone of height 120 centimeter and radius will be 60 centimeter, right? Radius of that cone will be 60 centimeter. We know that radius of hemisphere be again 60 centimeter. Find the volume of the water left in the cylinder. So first of all you will consider that the whole container is full of water and after that you are setting this solid into it. So obviously whatever is the volume of this solid containing right circular cone and hemisphere, obviously it will be reserved of that, right? So dimensions of that right circular cylinder is nothing but its radius will be 60 centimeter and height is given as a 180 centimeter. So volume of water left is nothing but volume of the cylinder minus volume of this solid which is containing of right circular cone as well as hemisphere. Are you getting this one? Yes? So how can we find it out? We just have to go for that volume. Volume of a cylinder is nothing but we just have to use the formula pi r square h because we have the value for radius as well as its height. Sorry. So the formula of the volume of a cylinder is nothing but pi r square h, that is the solid consists of this. Volume of the solid is nothing but volume of the cone plus volume of the hemisphere, and volume of the cone is nothing but 1/3 of pi r square h and volume of hemisphere is nothing but 2 upon 3 times pi r cube. So we'll just use this formula here. First thing, we have the radius for right circular cone as well as cylinder as well as hemisphere. Also, we have the value of height of the cylinder as well as height of the right circular cone. The only part is that r is there. Hence, we'll just use the formula. First thing, volume of a cylinder is nothing but pi r square h. So pi will be as it is. R is nothing but radius of this cylinder is given as a 60 centimeter and h is nothing but 180. So pi times 3600 into 180. That is volume of the cylinder will be 4,48,000 times pi cubic centimeter. Okay. Now next thing, what will be volume of this solid, which is just containing of volume of the cone and volume of the hemisphere. But volume of the cone is nothing but 1/3 of pi r square h. Hence 1/3 of pi r square h r, we can take 1 upon 3 times pi r square common from it. So we just have to consider what will be the value of h2 plus 2r, this bracket. So 1/3 of pi into r is nothing but 60 square plus h2 is nothing but height of this right circular cone, which is given as a 120, and plus 2 times r, that is 2 times 60. After calculating this, you will get 1/3 of pi into 60 square plus this, which is nothing but 1/3 of pi into 3600 into 240. So 3 ones are 3, 12s are 0, zeros will be as it is. Hence, the value of this volume of the solid is nothing but pi into 1200 into 240. After calculating of V1 as well as we have the value of V2. Hence, volume of the water left is nothing but V1 minus V2, which is nothing but 6,48,000 pi minus 2,88,000. So after calculating this, you will get the final answer as volume of the water left is nothing but 3,60,000. Okay, done up to this. So we can write this as we just have to put the value of pi here. So 3,60,000 to pi, because we are converting the cubic centimeter into meter cube. So for that you just have to divide it by 10 lakh. Hence volume of the water left is nothing but 36 upon 100 into 22 upon 7. So its answer will be 792 upon 700, which is nothing but 1.131 meter cube. 1.131 meter cube. Okay. Done with this? Now, next one. We just have to consider what will be its volume. Okay. A spherical glass vessel has a cylindrical neck 8 centimeter long, 2 centimeter in the diameter, 8 centimeter long, 2 centimeter diameter. The diameter of the spherical part, see, this will be the cylinder of height 8 centimeter and its diameter will be 2 centimeter, as well as the diameter of the spherical part is 8.5. So its diameter will be 8.5. By measuring the amount of water holds, a child finds its volume to be 345 cubic centimeter. Check whether she is correct or not. So clearly आपको समझ में आ रहा है that in this question we just have to check that what will be volume of this solid. So volume of this solid is nothing but what will be volume of this sphere plus volume of this cylinder. Okay. Now, volume of the glass vessel is nothing but volume of the cylinder plus volume of the sphere. So for finding out volume of the cylinder, we know that its formula will be 2 times pi r square h. So for that we have the value of h, we have given the value of the diameter. So we just have to divide it by 2, so that we'll get the value of r here. And volume of the sphere is nothing but, hello, and volume of this sphere is nothing but 4 by 3 pi r cube, right? So for this, r is nothing but the radius of the spherical part. Done? Now, as diameter of the cylindrical neck will be 2 centimeter, hence its radius will be 1 centimeter, as well as diameter of the sphere is given as a 8.5, so its radius will be 8.5 upon 2. Now volume of the cylinder, which is nothing but pi r square into h, so pi into r is nothing but 1 into 1, and h is given as a 8 centimeter. So we can say that volume of the cylinder will be 8 times pi cubic centimeter. Done up to this? Now we'll go for what will be the volume of this sphere. So for that we just need what will be the value of r, which we have it already. The given part is that diameter will be 8.5, hence its radius will be 8.5 upon 2. So volume of the sphere will be 4 upon 3 into pi r square, pi r cube. Pi into radius for the sphere is given as a 8.5 upon 2, but we have to consider its cube, so we'll just consider 3 times. So after simplifying this, we'll just check that what we'll get here. 8.5 upon 2 is nothing but 85 upon 20. So 4 ones are 5s are correct. So V2, that is volume of the sphere, is given as pi into 85 into 85 into 85 upon 6 into this. So after calculating this, you will get its value as, obviously it is in the cubic centimeter, okay? So its volume will be 102.354 pi cubic centimeter. Volume of the sphere will be 102.354 times pi. Now, we just have to add them. So volume of the glass vessel is nothing but V1 plus V2, that is 8 pi plus 102.354 times pi. After adding this, you will get that volume of the glass vessel will be 110.354 times pi. So we'll just put value of the pi as a 3.14 as the given in the example. Hence, volume of the glass vessel will be 346.51 cubic centimeter. So one of the child has found its volume will be 345 cubic centimeter, and then that its volume will be 346.51 cubic centimeter. So this will be the answer. Okay. Should we go for the next question? A toy is a combination of cylinder, hemisphere and cone, each with radius 10 centimeter. So already we have studied this type of question. I think it's of that medicine one, but for that there will be hemisphere on the both sides. So instead of that, now in this question, the toy is a combination of cylinder, then right circular cone and hemisphere here. Each of radius 10 centimeter. Height of the conical part is 10 centimeter. Total height will be 60 centimeter. Then find what will be total surface area and volume of the toy. So for total surface area already I had given you that what should be answer. आपको as a clue, as a trick याद क्या रखना है, ये जो भी कुछ आपके पास टॉय रहता है, सपोज अगर वो टॉय आपको पेंट करना है तो आप कहाँ पे पेंट करोगे, वो सिर्फ आपको कर्व पार्ट, ये सब कंसीडर करना है. ऑब्वियसली आप ये आउटसाइड से पेंट करोगे, इट मींस दैट आपको हेमिस्फीयर के लिए भी कर्व सरफेस एरिया ही काउंट करना होगा. ये जो सिलेंड्रिकल पार्ट है उसके लिए भी आपको कर्व सरफेस एरिया ही चाहिए, एज वेल एज कोनिकल सरफेस एरिया के भी आपको सिर्फ कर्व सरफेस एरिया फाइंड आउट करना होगा, राइट. So first of all, total surface area of the toy is nothing but curved surface area for cone plus curved surface area for cylinder plus curved surface area for hemisphere. Now, curved surface area of the cone is given as pi into r into l. That is, r is nothing but radius, but l is nothing but slant height. Then curved surface area of the cylinder is nothing but 2 times pi r capital H, where capital H is used for height of that cylinder, and curved surface area of this hemisphere is nothing but 2 times pi r square. Okay, so now for this conical part already we know that what will be value of pi, and r is given as a 10 centimeter, but we have to find out what will be the value of L. For this cylindrical part already we have what will be its radius, but we just have to find out what will be its height. And for the hemisphere, as radius is 10 centimeter, so we can easily find out what will be curved surface area of the hemisphere here. Now, for this conical part and this capital H, which is nothing but height of the cylindrical part, as height of the cone will be 10 and radius is given as 10, so for that finding out slant line, we'll just use this formula that L is equal to root of r square plus h square. So L will be r square plus h square, but r is nothing but 10 centimeter, h is given as a 10 centimeter again, so it is nothing but 100 plus 100, which is equal to 200. So we can say that slant height will be 10 points root 2. But in the given question they have provided you what will be value of root 2, so we have to use it here. 10 into 1.41, so L will be 14.1 centimeter. Done up to this. Now you have the value of this slant height for the conical part. Okay, now we'll find out what will be height of this cylindrical part. The total height of the toy is given as a 60 centimeter, out of which the conical height of the conical part will be 10 centimeter. As the radius of the hemisphere is 10, it means that obviously this part will be for 10 centimeter. So capital H is nothing but height of total toy minus height of the conical part minus height of the hemisphere. So total height is nothing but 60 minus 10 minus 10. Obviously, because for a hemisphere radius and height are same. So height of the cylinder will be 40 centimeter here. Okay. Now we have height of the cylinder now. So we can easily go for curved surface area of the cone, curved surface area for the cylinder and all other things. So total surface area of the toy is nothing but pi rl plus 2 times pi rh plus 2 times pi r square. But we can take pi r common from this. So you will get that pi r into L plus 2 times h, which is nothing but height of the cylindrical part, plus 2 times pi. So pi is nothing but 3.14, r is nothing but 10 into L will be 14.1 plus 2 times of 40 plus 2 times 10. So after calculating this, you will get 31.4 into 14.1 plus 80 plus 20. So its answer will be something, total surface area of the toy will be 3582.74 square centimeter. Hence the total surface area of the toy will be 3582.74 square centimeter. So we have done with first part. For this question we have to find out what will be its surface area as well as what will be volume of this toy. So for that we just have to use the volume of this toy is nothing but volume of the cone plus volume of the cylinder plus volume of the hemisphere, right? Hence, volume of the cone is nothing but its formula will be 1 upon 3 pi r square h. Volume of the cylinder is given as pi r square into height of cylinder plus volume of hemisphere is nothing but 2 upon 3 times pi r cube. So, we just have to add all these things. Already we have all values required for finding out this. So volume of the toy is nothing but volume of cone plus volume of cylinder plus volume of hemisphere. So volume of cone is nothing but 1/3 of pi r square h plus volume of cylinder will be pi r square h plus volume of the hemisphere is nothing but 2 upon 3 times pi r cube. So again we can take pi r square common from it. So there will be 1 upon 3 times h plus pi r square will the set the bracket, so there will be h only, and 2 upon 3 times r. We'll just put all will be the values here. So pi is nothing but 3.14, r square is nothing but 10 into 10 into 1/3 of h, which is nothing but 10, plus capital H, that is height of the cylinder, which is given as a 40, plus 2 upon 3 times r. So after calculating this, you will get that 10 upon 3 plus 40 plus 20 upon 3. So 3.14 into 100 is nothing but 314 into, this will be 20 upon 3 plus 10 upon 3, answer is nothing but 30 upon 3, but 30 upon 3 is nothing but 10. So 314 into 50, hence the final answer will be 15,700 cubic centimeter. That is volume of the toy will be 15,700 cubic centimeter. Done everyone? Yes? Good. Now another question, last question for today's session. Shanta runs an industry in a shed which is in the shape of a cuboid surmounted by half cylinder. If the base of the shed is of dimension 15 meter by 7 meter and the height of the cuboidal portion is 8 meter, then find the volume of air that the shed can hold. Further, suppose the machinery in the shed occupies the total space of 300 meter cube and there are 20 workers, each of whom occupy about 0.08 meter cube space of an average, then how much air is in the shed? So basically first thing is that you just have to find out what will be volume of that part. It will be something like this cuboid and it will be something like surmounted by a half cylinder. So first thing is that we just have to find out what will be volume of this part, whose length is given as 15 meter, breadth will be 8 meter and height of this cuboidal part is given as a 8 meter. Right? So volume of the air is nothing but volume of the cuboid plus volume of the half cylinder. Now, volume of the cuboid is nothing but LBH and volume of the half cylinder is nothing but फुल अगर आप कंसीडर करते हो तो उसका वॉल्यूम आपके पास रहता है कुछ पाई आर वाला. So volume of half cylinder is nothing but 1/2 of pi r square h. But for that, h will be something like this. B is nothing but breadth of, so breadth is nothing but diameter of this half cylinder part. So if diameter will be 7 meter, then obviously you can find out what should be its radius, right? See, height of the cylinder is nothing but L, which will be 15 meter. Diameter of the cylinder is nothing but breadth of the cuboid, which is given as 7 meter. As diameter of the cylinder is 7 meter, hence radius will be 3.5 meter. Now we'll just use this formula and find out what will be the volume of the air. Volume of the cuboid, which is nothing but LBH, plus volume of the half cylinder, that is 1/2 of pi r square h. So L is nothing but 15, B is nothing but 7, H is nothing but 8, plus 1/2 of pi, which is nothing but 22 upon 7, into R is given as 7 upon 2. So 2 times 7 upon 2, and H is nothing but 15 meter, right? Because length of the cuboidal part can be considered as a height of this cylinder part. So 15 into 7 into 8 is nothing but 840, plus 7 ones are 7 ones are 8, this will get cancelled, 2 ones are 2 11s are, so 11 into 7 into 15 divided by 4 will be the meter. That is, after calculating this, you will get 840 plus 1155 upon 4, which is nothing but 288.75. So after adding these two, you will get that volume of the air that can shed the hole will be 1128.75 cubic meter. So we are done up to first part. So now we'll just go for the further case. The machinery in the shed occupies the total space of 300 meter cube. So total space occupied by machinery is 300 meter cube. The speed occupied by one worker is given as a 0.08 meter cube. Hence, the total space occupied by 20 workers will be 20 into 0.08. That is 1.6 cubic meter. Okay. So, how much air in the shed is nothing but volume of the air जो भी आपके पास रहेगा, we just have to subtract total space occupied by the machinery as well as total space occupied by the workers. Hence, volume of the air minus total space occupied by the machinery minus total space occupied by the workers. So it will be 1128.75 minus 300 minus 1.6. So after calculating this, you will get the final answer as air in the shed will be 827.15 cubic meter. This will be our final answer. This will be our final answer. Okay, done with this? So this is all for today's session. If you have any doubt, then you can ask anytime. Okay, thank you.